Hello, everybody. I hope we are doing fine. So, early this morning, as I was trying to wait on something, I thought to myself, well, let me shoot a video. But on what exactly am I going to shoot this video? What am I going to share? Yeah, so having my friend around, I thought of asking him, and he said, well, maybe try sharing a video on relationships. And I was like, wow, relationships, it's quite a massive topic, and it's something I've never shared. But with the experience around and the lessons we've been having at church, the conversations with friends, my associates on relationships, I still feel I can put these pieces together. So relationships, dating relationships, boyfriend and girlfriend relationships specifically, or whatever you would want to call them, is the main topic in this video. So to begin with, I would like to run you through Psalms 127 verses 1. Then from there we'll pick it up. So it reads, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. Let me read it again. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. So here is a scripture from the book of Psalms. I was using the NIV Bible, and the psalmist is telling us to say, unless the Lord Himself builds the house, builds the foundation, the builders who stand up to put up their own structure, they build in vain. Unless the Lord guards the city, or the security men that have been placed to guard this place, they guard that place in vain, because divinity and God's power is not with them. And so anything is prone to happen. That house that is being built without God's backup, it's prone to break down at some point in future. That city that is being guarded without God's backup, at some point, it's prone to be attacked. And this is the emphasis that I'm getting out of this scripture. And so narrowing down to relationships, okay, narrowing down to relationships. If God doesn't build a relationships, these two people who come together and say will be boyfriend and girlfriend, all their efforts in making this relationship work, they're actually in vain. All their efforts of communicating, gifts and all that, and whatever it takes for a relationship to work, if God is not with them, then it's in vain. And so, as a child of God, scripture tells us to say, whatever you do, whether you eat or drink, do it to the glory of God. So this includes relationships as well. Oftentimes, we jump so fast into relationships without really placing God at the beginning of it. We jump into relationships without having this vision about where we see ourselves in 2 years, in 5 years or so, and oftentimes the purpose is not set. And that's one reason I would state out we are seeing relationships crumbling down, a number of breakups here and there. And we're living in that age where it's a big deal being in a relationship, and just on media showing off to friends and all that, and that's what people are craving for. And we forget the actual foundation, which is God in the first place. Unless God builds this relationship, all our efforts of trying to make this relationship work are in vain. With my experience so far, I haven't been in a number of relationships, but in a few relationships I've had, um, it's different from how society puts it out, and it's not that easy to be in a relationship. But one, it takes discipline. It takes having a vision for that relationship. It takes consistency, and it takes having that strong commitment to determination. Yeah, determination is the word I'm looking for. It takes having this determination to want to see this thing work. So it's just last Saturday when we learned of the ABCs of a relationship, the ABCs to consider when getting into a relationship. And the presenter talked of age. That's A. So by age, she emphasized on the maturity of the person you want to date or be in a relationship with, and the age difference as well. So that person should be way older than you and not way younger than you. So the take home message is that this person should be at least younger than you. For a man, yeah, maybe 4 years or so. Of course, we might have different cultural takes on this and all that. And B, for the background, so find out about this person's family. How are they? How do they relate with each other? Does this person have both parents alive? C, you want to look out for the character of that person. How is it? Is this person kind? Is this person respectful? Is this person God fearing and all that? You don't want to get someone who has an opposite of your character. That's like an impulse. These two people won't really be compatible because character is a big deal when it comes to relationship also. And D is denomination or a church. You'd want to date someone who is coming from your church. Remember, the goal is compatibility. So in being compatible, strive as much as possible to set standards that you can. Of course, you can never be 100% compatible, but where you can, strive to meet certain standards, even where church is concerned. So if that person goes to a certain church, in your church, pick someone who is from your church, because this is a big thing. You're trying to make up with this person. You're talking about the future. You're talking about marriage as the goal in this relationship. And so the take home message of this video is that we should always involve God in these relationships we get into. And even as we get into these relationships, we should understand to say this person we have met is just an imperfect being, just like ourselves. So it's like two imperfect beings coming together with a goal of uniting, with a goal of making a future. And so one thing we should also understand is that anything might come up. Yes, we might see this person to be compatible in all these other areas, but as we get to know each other, you begin to discover certain things, and that should just say you to say, well, they're just imperfect beings as well, and I myself, I am an imperfect being, and we come together to complete each other, to sharpen each other, and to make ourselves better people at the end of the day. So unless the Lord builds the house, the builders build in vain. Thank you so much. I hope this has been insightful. My name is Christopher Wendabai Miatwa. Stay blessed.